Alright, what is up guys? I know you might have been expecting a Madden video today, but to be honest with you, I've just decided to take the rest of this week off from Madden. Started recording the video that I was going to make for today's video, and honestly I made it halfway through the first game and I wasn't in it. Like, I wasn't even talking in it, I was just playing it like a zombie. It was so fucking boring. So you know what, we're going to take the rest of this week off from Madden, we're going to do the official WyattzWorld 2020 wide receiving tier list, and then next week we'll be back in Madden like usual. So I tried to find a list that had like the most players in it, because I now realize that both the quarterback and running back tier lists were both missing a lot of players. So if this one's missing any of your players, I'm sorry, it's not intentional. So on to the rules. As always, we got the ladder here. On the bottom, we got washed/bum. We have serviceable, we have quality, great, and of course, say no more, elite! Anyway, with that being said, guys, let's get into the official WyattzWorld 2020 wide receiving NFL tier list. Alright, so first off, we have AJ Green. Are you guys gonna let me explain myself when I do this? You guys, AJ Green is 31, 32 years old. He hasn't had an AJ Green season in 4 years. 2018, he only played like half a year. 2019, he didn't play a single snap. In 2020, he had an undeveloped rookie throwing him the ball. I don't know, like, I can't put him as quality. I know he's not trash, and I certainly don't think he's washed up. I'm putting him as serviceable for now. Alright, next up we got Allen Robinson, and I don't think I really have to discuss that. He is a fantastic wide receiver. Who is that? Elshon Jeffrey? Jesus Christ, he's the definition of a washed up has-been. Alright, next up we got Amari Cooper. Now, I actually don't mind Amari Cooper. He's the only guy in the Cowboys that I don't actually fucking hate. But I'm going to put him in quality, and I think he is great. But the thing about Amari Cooper, at least through my eyes, every time I see him play a somewhat decent cornerback, he gets fucking torched. Next up, we got Brandon Cooks. He is quality. He has a huge contract. I don't know if anybody knew that. I'm sure you guys did, but he has an enormous contract, like way bigger than I thought he did. Yeah, look at this. Brandon Cooks is getting paid 5 years, $81 million. Nothing against Brandon Cooks. Like, he's a good wide receiver, but that just seems like a lot of fucking money to give him. Next up, we got Chris Godwin. He is great. Next up, we got Cooper Kupp. Now, I think Cooper Kupp is, like, criminally underrated, if I'm going to be completely honest. I think he is much better than people think he is. I'm going to put him quality. I do think that he is great, but just right now, no. Next up, we got Curtis Samuel. I'm going to put him as serviceable because he doesn't get nearly the production that DJ Moore or Robbie Anderson get. But when they do use Curtis Samuel, he's pretty fucking good. All right, Davante Adams, most overrated player in the league, completely just a quality player. Psych! How many of you guys just disliked the video? I'm completely fucking kidding with you. Davante Adams is elite! So many of you guys are probably typing right now, you stupid bitch. No, Davante Adams is elite. We all know it. In my opinion, Davante Adams is possibly the second best wide receiver in the game, just behind this guy right here, DeAndre Hopkins, who's also elite! Yes, currently right now, I think DeAndre Hopkins and Davante Adams are the best receivers in football. The only reason I'm taking D-Hop over Adams is because D-Hop has, without a doubt, the best air ball I've ever seen in my entire life. That and the guy's hands are like this big, dude. He comes down with anything. Alright, next up we got Deebo Samuel, an injury-prone receiver who does have a lot of potential. I'm putting him in quality. I do not think that he is bad at all. Alright, up next we got Devontae Parker. I'm putting him as quality as well. Devontae Parker can be really good. He had a pretty slow year though. DJ Chark, same thing. I would put him as serviceable, but I kind of like DJ Chark. I really don't think he's nearly as bad as everyone thinks he is. I think it's the Jacksonville Jaguars name that's attached to him, why people automatically assume he sucks, but he's really not that bad. Alright, up next we got DJ Moore, and he is fantastic. I actually wanted Buffalo to draft DJ Moore really bad. In the same year, I think Josh Allen and Tremaine Edmonds got drafted, so I'm not too upset about it. Up next, we got DK Metcalf. Now, this is the first one that I really have to scratch my head and think about. And this would be the same situation with Justin Jefferson if he was on this list. I'm putting them both in great. Like, out of my top 10, I would put DK Metcalf at 6 through 8 somewhere. Alright, next up we got Julian Edelman. I would put him as a washed bum, but this was literally just one bad year that he had because he was hurt. Other than that, Julian Edelman's still been putting up numbers every year. I like to think that if Julian Edelman has a competent quarterback who can still throw him the football, he is a serviceable wide receiver in the league still. Alright, on to Emmanuel Sanders. I am going to put him as serviceable as well. He's kind of fallen off the last 2 seasons, hasn't really done nearly as what he used to do when he was in Denver. Alright, and who in the hell, is that Devin Funches? God, he hasn't played in like 2 years. Dude, I don't know. I'm putting him as a bum. He opted out last year. The year before that, he got hurt when he went to the Colts, and when he was on the Panthers, I don't think he really did much. Alright, Jarvis Juice Landry. He's a hard one. I don't know if I want to put him in great or in quality. He's definitely not elite. I don't know what to do. Let's put him in quality for now and go look at his stats. Alright, so if you look at Jarvis Landry, he's always kind of lingering around 1,000 yards. Doesn't really score a lot of touchdowns. I don't know, man. I like Jarvis Landry. I'm going to keep him as quality, though. Alright, up next we got my boy, John Boogie Down Brown.
And scores! Touchdown, Buffalo!
The thing about John Brown is that last year he had a chance to be a #1 receiver in Buffalo, and he actually did pretty damn good at it. But this year, obviously, he was hurt, but it didn't matter because Diggs was still going to take majority of the reps away from him anyway. I love John Brown. I think he's super quick and everything. I'm just going to put him as serviceable. All right, up next, we got Mr. TikTok himself, Wait. I'm on a sugar crash, I ain't gonna fucking cash. Can't really talk shit about him, can I? So, Juju Smith-Schuster, even though he's been kind of a douche this year, I've been a fan of him. I liked him a lot when he went to USC. I liked him in Pittsburgh up until now. He hasn't put up great numbers in like 2 years, but this year he did have 9 touchdowns. I'm going to just give him quality for now too. I'm sorry if I piss anybody off. Next up, we got Father Time, Julio Jones. He, in my opinion, still is one of the greatest in the game. Julio, you are
elite!
The other thing that sucks about Julio Jones is if you have him in fantasy, this guy has a red Q next to his name for 16 straight weeks. He is questionable every goddamn week. Alright, next up we got Keenan Allen, or as me and my roommate like to call him, The Game, because he looks like the game. Keenan is great. He's not an elite receiver, but he is great. I'm going to give him the credit he deserves. He is a fucking douchebag, though. I don't care what anybody says. Keenan Allen needs to stop thinking he's fucking Jerry Rice, and I won't hate him as much, but he is great. Alright, up next we got Kenny Golladay. I kind of have a soft spot for Kenny, and 2018 and 2019 he put up great numbers. He just got hurt this last year, but watching him in Detroit, for some reason he kind of reminds me of Megatron. I don't know why. I'm not calling them the same player, but I really like watching Kenny Golladay. He's not elite, but I think he's above quality. I'm going to give him great. Larry Legend, he's still serviceable, dude. This guy's timeless. It doesn't matter how old he gets, he can still prove to be useful in some capacity on an active NFL roster. It's amazing. Up next, we got the only man ever to actually roast Xavier Rhodes over a fire pit like he was a fucking marshmallow, Marvin Jones Jr. I'm going to give him quality.
But Stafford wants to throw it, and it is caught for the touchdown, and guess who?
A few minutes later.
Going out of the gun, going left side, going once again to Marvin Jones, and
he obviously doesn't play as much when Kenny G is in the game, but when Kenny is hurt, which he was a lot this year, Marvin Jones Jr. is not that bad. Michael Gallup, again, quality receiver. I hate him as a Cowboy, but he's not that bad. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Michael Thomas is not elite. Michael Thomas, however, is much above quality. He's great. I don't like him at all. I'm going to just leave it at that. Up next, we got Big Mike Evans. He is great as well. He's kind of red zone dependent, but I'm going to be honest, I don't think the Bucs would have made the bowl without him this year. Odell Beckham, one of the most misunderstood and one of the most talented players in the league right now. I want to give him elite. I think he is elite, but he just hasn't been putting up the production. I am a fan of Odell Beckham Jr. I'm just fair. I'm honest. He's way better than quality. He hasn't been putting up elite numbers. All right, on to the man who might have the weirdest fucking hairdo in the United States of America, Robbie Anderson. Robbie is a very high quality receiver. He led the league in receiving yards for like half of it this year. Especially when DJ Moore was doubled up, Robbie always seemed to be able to get open. Robert Woods, this could trip a lot of people out. I do think Robert Woods is great. I'm not going to lie. I think he is a fantastic receiver. Now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, Stephon Diggs. Where in the hell am I going to put Stephon Diggs? Well, I'll show you where I'm going to put him. I'm going to put Stephon Diggs right up where he belongs.
elite!
Guys, it is no coincidence that Stephon Diggs flies into Buffalo and they go to the AFC Championship. And yeah, I know what I said. I said Josh Allen's a top 5 quarterback, and that would make it seem like Diggs might not be the best receiver. Dude, he caught everything this year. He caught literally everything. And I'm not even using this as an excuse, but for anybody who thinks Michael Thomas was the best receiver in the league last year because he had the most receptions and the most yards, Well, guess what? Stephon Diggs had the most receptions and the most yards in the league. So if you're trying to say he's not one of the best, then you're eating your own shit sandwich. All right, we got Cortland Sutton. He's going to go right in quality. He's only been in the league for 3 years. Yes, last year he did have a good year, but this year he got hurt in like week 1 or week 2. We got my man, Scary Terry. He is fucking phenomenal. He's not elite yet, but he is fantastic. Next up, we got possibly my childhood idol, Adam Thielen. I'm going to still put him in great, dude. He's getting older and he's still putting up great numbers. Yeah, this year he might not have had the most receiving yards, but he had 14 fucking touchdowns still. All right, we got hamstring Harry himself, T.Y. Hilton. I'm going to put him in quality. He's definitely slowing down a little bit. I don't think he got hurt at all this year. He just didn't really start producing until the end of the season. All right, Tyler Boyd. I don't really know where to put him because I do think he is severely underrated. He doesn't get nearly as much recognition for the shit that he puts up for that team. They don't have T. Higgins here, and I would probably put T. Higgins the same place I'd put Tyler Boyd. I want to give him great. I'm gonna go ahead and just give Boyd and Higgins quality. I do think that they're both really, really good. I don't know if I can put them in the great category or not. Tyler Lockett, he is great. Severely underrated. Well, not really underrated. It's just that Russell Wilson flips a fucking coin every game, and if it's heads or tail, that's who he decides on who he throws to between DK and Tyler Lockett. And last but not least, we got Cheetah, Tyreek. I am going ahead and give him the elite. I don't think Tyreek is just fast. A lot of people think Tyreek Hill is just some super quick receiver and that's the only reason he's good. I don't think that's the case. I think Tyreek is one of the most talented receivers in the league who just happens to be faster than the speed of sound. And there it is, the official WyattzWorld 2020 wide receiving NFL tier ranking list. Alright guys, that's going to be all for this wide receiving tier ranking list video. I've now done the quarterbacks, the running backs, and the wide receivers. I don't know if I'll branch out and do tight ends or kickers or anything defensive wise. Maybe I'll do like an all-team defense video or something like that, but I'm not sure yet. I'm imagining this video will come out on Friday, so if I don't see you guys until Monday, I hope you guys have a phenomenal rest of your weekend, and again, everybody stay safe. I should be streaming on Twitch sometime this weekend. If you guys haven't yet, feel free to join my Discord. I always post updates of when I'm about to go live. Anyway, besides that junk being said, guys, you know the drill. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.